How are we all doing? Hope you're keeping well out there. So, a couple of months ago, just well before Christmas, I had a little accident here in the workshop and I broke my little multi-tester doofer, the old LCR T4, which I'd say nearly everyone with an electronics workshop or any interest in this probably has one of these because they're very handy. But what happened this one was it took a tumble off the end of the bench and it broke. And it must have broke the top connections in the glass for the screen for the LCD. I don't know. It still lights up, but nothing happens. Now I do know sometimes these will default to 0 contrast, and this will happen. And if you hold your finger down on the button when it comes on, it'll go into contrast, and you can just keep hitting it, and the contrast will come back up. But that's not the case with this one. It's finished. So anyway, I got a good couple of years out of that, in fairness. When I bought it without the case, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it was certainly south of a fiver. And then the case was a couple of quid, but the case wasn't great. It didn't fit properly. I had to do a lot of foiling and stuff with it to get this to fit in. The holes, you get what you pay for. I'm not moaning. We should never complain with stuff like this. I mean, people had stuff like this 50 years ago, can you imagine? Anyway, it served its purpose. So I went looking online on the old AliExpress. That's where I get most of my crap for here, and I came across this multi-function tester TC1 for not a whole lot more money than that was when it was new. It was certainly south of a tenner. Off the top of my head, can't remember what it was. It was €8 or €9. On the slow bow, 2 months, maybe 10 weeks, but given what's going on at the minute, we can't hold that against them really. But it's pretty much the same as that one, only it has one extra feature which we'll look at, and an inbuilt battery as well. We'll open it up and we'll have a look at it. But I thought we'd just test a few bits and pieces with it, and we'll go from there. So I'll bring the camera in and do the usual doofing around. Okay, so I've a couple of things there to test, and the first one I have in is 1N4007, so we'll see what he makes of that. Not a lot. Forgot that clamping down. Let's go again. Diode, 680 millivolt drop. That seems reasonable. Let's go for BC. The phone's not playing ball today. It's a BC 107 anyway. I'm sure you'll take me word for it. He seems happy with that. 697 millivolt base emitter drop. 429 gain. Now we'll try with a electrolytic 470 puff or microfarad. $414. That's probably about right. These are cheap Chinese ones. Probably within tolerance. We'll try a couple of inductors as well. This thing reads induction. So we have a 1 millihenry choke. We'll shove him in. One millihenry, bang on. 220 microhenries. Yeah, 0.2 millihenry. It's not really meant to go down that low, so it's doing alright. Now we'll try a germanium transistor. This is a DAT1A. I think Sinclair used to sell these. Gain of 78, 200 millivolt between the base and emitter. So yeah, that tests alright. Now the one thing I found it doesn't like, I'll tell you what, we'll try this 100 puff cap as well. $103 puff. Now, if I know A79, and what I have noticed with this messing around, it doesn't seem to like germanium diodes. Now, funny enough, it reads the transistors okay, but $849 millivolt forward drop. Now, that's too high. That's what you'd expect to see with, you know, our 1N4007. So we'll just double check that with the multimeter. Yeah, 354. That's sort of what you'd expect, alright. So it doesn't seem to like germanium diodes for some reason. I've noticed that. I've messed around with a few of them with it. But the last one is a Zener diode, a 2.7 volt. Let's see what it makes of that. Yeah, sure enough, 2.6 and then 700 millivolt the other way. So it reads that alright. So there you go. Interesting. Should we read a few resistors here for the crack as well? What have I got here? 220k. Read on the socket right maybe. Go again. This is 214.9k. We'll check that with the old multimeter as well just to see how close it is. Well, 216. That's yeah, we couldn't fall out with that. That's spot on. Alright. Yeah, so it doesn't like germanium diodes for some reason, but other than that, I mean, they're a handy little thing. You can check, say you have a transistor with the number rubbed off it or whatever, to give you half an idea of what it is. We'll take the back off and have a quick look at it. So it's great that, you know, you can get stuff like this so cheap. Now how long that's going to continue is another thing. I think this golden age of cheap stuff has to end at some stage. I can't see it continuing forever. So as I say, this has just a little rechargeable battery in it, a little lithium. You can see it's sellotaped to the back with a bit of double-sided sticky tape. 350 milliamp. And they've even gone to the effort of putting a socket on it, which is nice. A plug, so we can unplug it. And the case itself, it's a good sturdy little case. It feels nice, you know, it's half decent plastic. And see if we can pop the board out. It has a bi-colour LED in it, so when it's on charge, you charge it up. It's one of those small USB connectors like for charging your phone. So when it's charging, it's red, and then it goes green then when she's fully charged. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Now the other feature, it can test remote controls as well, this one. So it has one trick up its sleeve that the other one hadn't. Which is handy. We'll have a look at that now. I better get this in right. Now we'll see if I can get it to do this. As you can see, when you have a little remote control here, and you get a little red dot, and it picks it up. Now, a couple of times there, it comes up with this data code thing, but trying to get it to do it when you want it to do it is a different story. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it now. Anyway, it came up with a sort of a data code thing, and I think it's telling you what way your remote control is encoded or whatever. But that part seems to be hit and miss. Yeah, we'll forget about that. I'll probably do it now and I'll turn off the video. Anyway, we'll leave it at that for now. That's the little multifunction tester TC1. Yeah, it's worth it for the couple of quid anyway. It's handy to have one of them floating around the place. Right, I'll catch you in the next one and take care. Good luck for now.